From the moment it leaves the cliff, the sky immediately changes hands. Its wingspan cuts the wind like a blade, its muscles pull the air into a clean flight line, and its eyes lock onto a target from a distance that feels impossible. A short dive turns height into a decisive advantage, and when its talons close, any mistimed move below is instantly over. On this stage, who truly deserves to rule the sky? Beneath the dense forest canopy lies the domain of monkeys weighing over 10 pounds, fleeting shadows that appear and vanish between layers of leaves. Living high above the ground in groups, they build a tight surveillance network, moving while watching, rarely leaving a dangerous gap exposed. Yet even within this maze, there is a predator born to slip through. The crowned eagle and the harpy eagle, masters of forest hunting, possess short, broad wings and a long, rudder-like tail, allowing them to maneuver through thick canopy with exceptional agility. Their strategy relies on ambush and patience, remaining motionless at a high perch, tracking a monkey troop until its rhythm of alertness slips, even for a few seconds. From above, the eagle glides in almost without sound, using the group's blind spots to close in. At the moment of contact, powerful legs and large talons secure control, and the eagle immediately pulls the target away from the high-risk zone of counter-reaction. If the target proves heavier than expected and cannot be lifted at once, the eagle often conserves energy, maintaining its hold and dragging it to a safer location, storing it and returning at a more favorable time. Within the order of the forest, only a few rare moments like these are enough to keep the rhythm of balance from ever slowing. Along the sheer rock faces of the Caucasus Mountains, adult ibex, weighing up to 260 pounds, move across ledges barely 3 inches wide. At elevations thousands of feet above the ground, thin air and gusting winds turn every step into a test. Specialized hooves, with hard rims gripping stone and soft pads clinging to the cold surface, allow them to trace sparse grasses and mineral salts, rare lifelines in a vertical world. But even in places that seem unreachable, safety lasts only for a moment. From the cloud layer above, a golden eagle with a wingspan exceeding 7 feet silently fixes its gaze on the mountainside. Under normal conditions, the ruler of the sky targets only young animals weighing around 15 pounds to limit risk. Then winter seals off food sources, forcing familiar rules to shift. In rare situations, 2 adults coordinate a paired hunt. The target is a young ibex weighing nearly 60 pounds, far beyond the limit of a single close approach. The female eagle presses the angle, guiding the ibex backward along a ledge as thin as a thread. At the same time, the male dives from above, approaching speeds near 200 miles per hour, compressing space and breaking an already fragile balance. The decisive factor is not muscle strength, but how gravity itself is used. When footing disappears, the terrain completes the task. The pair withdraws from the cliff, carrying food back to the nest. On the rock wall, fate favors those who can turn weight and the void into advantage. An eagle's diet becomes most demanding when the target is a snake, because here, a single mistimed moment carries an immediate cost. A puff adder can remain motionless like a hidden trap on dry leaf litter, with venom that tends to cause severe swelling, pain, and tissue damage. Cobras and mambas are different, with neurotoxins that affect the nervous system and turn every bit of distance into a fragile boundary. This is not a long chase, but a contest of approach angle, reflex, and discipline. The opponents best suited for snakes are specialists such as the brown snake eagle and the crested serpent eagle, known for diets centered on snakes. They succeed not through recklessness, but through optimized anatomy and hunting habits. Legs covered in thick, armor-like scales, compact and precise strikes, and a fixed rule that never changes. Secure control from a safer position first, then tighten only after stability is achieved. In semi-desert regions or along rocky coastlines, the eagle does not rush. It circles high, waiting for the snake to reveal its rhythm when it moves onto warm stone or rises near the water's surface. When the opening appears, the talons clamp the critical point, and a gripping force of about 400 pounds per square inch shuts down any sudden reaction before the snake can turn. Hunting snakes is not a display of strength, but a test of patience, clean entry angles, and absolute discipline. Under the harsh desert sun, a lizard nearly dissolves into a landscape of broken stone. Rough scales and muted tones let it vanish into cracks, misleading most ground-level threats. Down low, it is a master of camouflage. From above, an eagle circles with patience, scanning the terrain like a maze of signals. Its eyes, sharp as precision glass, are said to be about 8 times stronger than human vision, catching even the smallest movement. The moment the lizard exposes itself while pausing, the eagle folds its wings and turns its body into a calculated falling arc. The rising speed is not for show, but to lock the timing. The close approach happens in an instant. Talons nearly 2 inches long clamp down and cut off every escape route. If the prey still struggles, the pointed beak steps in at once to maintain control. Everything ends cleanly, without dragging on. Across lakes and coastal shallows, fish are a vital link that sustains eagles. With hundreds of fish species hidden beneath the surface, the water turns into a mirror that can mislead the eye with thin, shifting ripples. For an eagle, the water is not a barrier, but a math problem of angles that demands a precise answer. From above, it circles, constantly adjusting to cancel out the refractive illusion. When a fish rises close to the surface, the hunt ignites. The eagle tucks its wings, borrows gravity in a fast drop, and turns height into a decisive strike. Contact happens in an instant. Without lingering, a powerful wing beat lifts the eagle and its catch back into the air, returning the lake to a calm that looks as if nothing happened. Under the scorching sun of the African savanna, Thomson's gazelles appear like streaks of speed in motion. With an average weight of about 77 pounds, their compact build and explosive reflexes let them reach nearly 50 miles per hour in just a few strides. Their survival does not rely on individual strength, but on tight formation discipline and constant vigilance. The tragedy begins when a young one, weighing about 9 pounds, drifts away from the herd. From above, a martial eagle closes the distance with a short dive that is cold, direct, and decisive. Too small to keep safe spacing, the calf is stopped in an instant, as if the chase ends before it even takes shape. In another moment, the mother Thomson's gazelle turns to face the threat. Her short horns dip low, then drive upward with fierce determination to reclaim her young. But the giant of Africa's skies does not release easily. It pins the calf down, shifts its body to hold position, and drives pressure forward with powerful wing beats, forcing the defender to give ground. And when a narrow opening appears, the calf is lifted from the earth and carried to a high branch, where the rules of the savanna no longer apply. The journey still stretches ahead. and the eagle remains the one that commands the sky. Each glide is a cold calculation, reading the water, turning with the wind, and seizing the opening. That power is not only for hunting, but for sustaining life and keeping nature in balance. Do not forget to like and subscribe to keep following these survival struggles at the boundary between cloud and ground. Ahead lies the sky, and the lesson of adaptation continues to call. Beneath waves that seem calm lies a vast arena where predators move to the ocean's own rhythm. At the very top of that order stands not the great white shark, but a more formidable force, the orca. They rely not only on strength, but on intelligence, coordination, and remarkable adaptability to guide each encounter. Every pursuit and every synchronized move unfolds like a perfectly staged performance beneath the surface. For them, hunting is more than survival. It is the art of mastering the sea. And now you stand before the doorway to a world shaped by the ocean's greatest tacticians. When we speak of the ocean's most dramatic encounters, the clash between orcas and humpbacks cannot be ignored. Unlike many species that yield quickly, humpbacks are courageous defenders. With pectoral fins reaching up to 16 feet, they can deliver powerful swings that make even a full-grown orca take caution. Humpbacks stand out with bodies weighing up to about 88,000 pounds, a distinctive arched back, and white patterns along the underside. Most of all, they are defined by a strong instinct to protect their calves. In many moments, not only the mother but other adults join in, forming a living shield around the young. They may rotate and create a circle to divide the hunter's focus. Orcas, using their insight, rarely choose a direct contest with a healthy adult. Instead, they look for calves, easier to isolate. Off Australia, some pursuits have stretched for hours, as the pod patiently works to separate a youngster from its mother's cover. Waves of pressure arrive in turns, and over time the mother's stamina begins to fade. At times, orcas even use deception. One may imitate the mother's motions, lifting the calf onto its back to gain a brief moment of trust. That opening allows the pod to reshape the encounter. When the sequence ends, the sea settles into soft, fading ripples. It is a reminder that even the bravest giants can be tested by patience and careful planning on the open water. In the frigid waters of Antarctica, orcas display techniques so refined that scientists are amazed. One of their most striking tactics is wave washing, creating waves to break the ice where a seal is resting. The pod moves in unison, swimming side by side and powering forward together. A large surge hits, the ice tilts and breaks apart, and the animal slips into the ice-cold water. right where the orcas are waiting. This behavior is more than instinct. It is a skill passed down through generations, a distinct hunting culture. Each individual learns, practices, and improves, then moves as one. It shows that knowledge travels not only through genes, but through teaching and shared experience. Orcas do not stop at the waterline. In rare moments, they even slide onto shore to reach seals or sea lions basking in the sun. It is a calculated risk. If they misjudge it, they could be stranded. When it works, the orca pivots smoothly, secures the target, and glides back into the sea in a heartbeat. The speed and precision make the whole sequence feel like a dance. With groups of seals gathered on rocky beaches, the pod also uses a coordinated chase. As the seals rush into the water, thinking they've found a way out, dark shapes are already in position beneath the surface. Within minutes, the pursuit ends quietly. It is a clear sign that in the ocean, orca intelligence and cooperation leave almost no opening for rivals. Strength makes orcas formidable, but intelligence is what places them at the top. With a brain weighing nearly 15 pounds, among the largest in marine mammals, they solve problems, make plans, and coordinate in ways few species can match. They live in close family groups, using pod-specific dialects to communicate, creating a distinct culture beneath the waves. Their command comes not just from speed or bite force, but from experience passed across generations. Techniques like wave washing and coordinated maneuvers against sharks and large whales are remembered and practiced as a living legacy. That is why they are not only strong individuals, but communities with identity. Even so, the ocean is never a stage reserved for one species. In the deep, the sperm whale, immense and perceptive, remains a potential rival. And in Earth's ancient memory, legends like Megalodon remind us that power in the abyss can change. Even orcas cannot be complacent in a sea full of unanswered mysteries. For now, they hold the summit, a symbol of intelligence, instinct for survival, and constant adaptation. The question remains, will the future reveal a new successor? Or will orcas continue to write their own chapter of the sea? In the marine world, few journeys are as demanding as the gray whale migration. Each year, they travel more than 10,000 miles, from the Arctic's icy waters down to the warm lagoons of Baja California. Along the way, steadfast mothers stay close, guarding their calves, the ocean's most delicate gifts. But the greatest danger does not come from storms or cold currents. It comes from an intelligent, persistent opponent, the orca. They do not rush the hunt. Instead, the pod works in teams, constantly trying to separate the calf from its mother's shield. Long, carefully timed rounds of pressure slowly drain the youngster's energy. This is not just a chase. It is a strategy designed to wear down an opponent. At times, more than 20 orcas unite to surround a single mother and calf pair. The surface erupts into white spray, with heavy tail slaps and the steady cadence of the pursuers. Roles are divided. Some disrupt, some distract, and others press the weak spots. Against that coordination, even a massive adult gray whale struggles to hold its ground. When the sea grows quiet again, only fading whirlpools remain. In these waters, endurance and teamwork can overcome sheer size. Orcas show that they are not only hunters, but natural strategists of the ocean. In the warm eastern Pacific, another test awaits the orca, the dolphin. Agile, quick-witted, and tireless, dolphins are a tough challenge for any hunter. They surge ahead at blistering speed, pivot in an instant, and operate as a tight unit. Yet orcas, with superior insight and power, have found ways to take control. Instead of a solo chase, the pod splits into small teams, tightening the ring layer by layer. Some individuals launch above the surface, sometimes up to 20 feet, to cut off escape routes. These leaps are not just for show. They are strategic moves that push the dolphins into a tough position. When one member of the dolphin pod loses pace and reaches its limit, the circle closes quickly, and the pursuit ends in a flash. What makes orcas stand out is not only the result. After they have fed, they often take time to play, leaping and breaching in bursts that feel like a festival on the waves. It is a rare glimpse of family bonds, shared joy, and community spirit within a powerful ocean hunter. Even so, the calm never lasts. The open sea always holds the next test, urging orcas to continue their relentless journey. Within that cycle, they appear not only as leaders of their realm, but as symbols of endurance and unmatched adaptability. For decades, the great white shark stood as the ultimate symbol of fear in the ocean. With a streamlined body, knife-like teeth, and bursts up to 25 miles per hour, it became a refined hunter shaped by hundreds of millions of years of evolution. Few species dared to face that power head-on. Yet in the modern era, a new contender has risen. The orca. They can reach up to 40 miles per hour, with a bite force many times greater than a great white. But their greatest advantage is intelligence and teamwork. Orcas understand how to use an opponent's weak points, even stripping away the great white's edge with a simple tactic, flipping the target belly up to trigger tonic immobility. In that moment, the former ruler of these waters loses all advantage. As seas once ruled by great whites become orca territory, this shift reflects more than raw power. It proves that strategy and cooperation can rewrite the ocean's rules. Instead of relying on instinct alone, orcas demonstrate command through planning and precision, a clear lesson in adaptation and evolution in the deep. Orcas are proof that strength and insight can live together. Artists and guardians of the sea. They have written a unique chapter through refined teamwork and extraordinary adaptability. Although the ocean is always changing, orcas hold their place through family bonds and a culture handed down. Yet the question remains, will another successor rise, or will orcas continue to lead the waves? This is a lasting message about nature's resilience. If this journey inspired you, please like this video to support us. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can join us for the next discoveries.